Hello everyone, welcome back to Helper to Hero. Let's see which 4 helpers we're going to be looking into this week, starting with... Do you want to see Sir Kibble's strongest move, Final Cutter, in action? There it is. Did you notice the boss's HP bar go down? Ever so slightly, right? Let me say this again. This is his strongest move. Not his weakest, his strongest. He can toss a blade around and dash forward to cut enemies, but his damage output alone puts him in D tier. Sir Kibble must have pissed off the developer because I would say I played pretty well during his run, and yet he still wound up in last place, time-wise. His damage nerfs him too much. He's just doomed to be obscure, and is safely regarded as the worst helper. Rest in peace, Sir Kibble. Let's hope you get your redemption in another game. Sword Knight uses a sword, and is the second of the 3 knights within this game. He can lunge, stab rapidly, and at full HP he can even send a blade over to give his original attack a projectile. This is just the Blade Knight review. Yeah, Sword Knight is Blade Knight's Ken. He doesn't have much to call his own other than the orange armor he wears. I guess the only thing I failed to mention last time was the rapid stab, but really, there's nothing here that differentiates the two. Except Sword Knight has the upward stab, and this carried him. A lot. All those aerial enemies now go down with ease. You don't need to keep bouncing off of them to do consistent damage. And the time on Sword Knight? 909.57, putting him 6 places over his counterpart. This alone, it kind of forces me to put him in A tier. His performance is just way too good to ignore, even if he's just a clone. Because that one move patched a glaring weakness with the original. He's basically a Blade Knight 2.0. Which makes Meta Knight 3.0, but that's a topic for another time. Floating on in like Peach is everyone's favorite little classic enemy, Parasol Waddle Dee. His Parasol actually does nicely, as it can be used to slap enemies, dive into enemies, lunge into enemies, and toss enemies. His toss is especially powerful, but by this point you already suspect it as such. His Parasol protects him from projectiles coming from above, and his float can be a really good mobility tool. His dive, however, suffers the same thing as Burning Leo, where it just is a hit or miss whether it'll land safely or trade with the enemy. But besides that little nick in his moveset, his 8th place spot with a time of 9:29.37 isn't something to ignore. By all these factors, he could definitely make a strong case for A tier, as his time is pretty good and his moveset is better. Look, it's the one I died with in that one short. Surely this means he'll be bad, right? Yeah, Biospark is really good. His daggers are nice for poking the enemy from afar, but those aren't going to be your main offense. You'll usually cut enemies while dashing into them with your blades drawn, or use this move. This is Biospark's bread and butter, making short work of most of the bosses in this mode. Unlike Bonkers, though, this move actually has a risk-reward factor to it that's so satisfying. With this move, you have to risk a hit, because you need to be so close to an enemy to use it. And his other options don't feel outclassed because the dash is still reliable at hitting, and the daggers are nice if you need to step back for a moment. Best of all, say an enemy does catch you off guard and hit you. You can use a mighty explosive counter to capitalize on this. Obviously, you don't want to do this too much, but if the boss sneaks one in, might as well. Lastly, this dive bomb move that you could do to entities or enemies is also really good at doing damage. Biospark just has a lot of lethal and risky options, and I think that fits the whole ninja aesthetic really well. Being good at killing while also being quick and frail. Easy S tier, and thank goodness because I like his design and was so scared he'd be below B tier. I find it funny that we're 4 episodes in and I still have no idea how to end these videos. I guess the only thing that I really can say is, this is it. The last 4 helpers are on the horizon and the series will come to a close. Thank you guys for viewing the shorts and for also taking the time to watch these long videos. And hey, if you want to see more stuff like this in the future, be sure to subscribe. Dwyer out. Have a great day.